and thank you for joining us today. My name is Gary Basco, and I'm with Sellercloud. It is my pleasure to take you on this journey through the world of e-commerce. Let's dive in.
So I'll be the one running the demonstration for today and going through the different modules and stuff like that that we have with eBay, and also going through some of the like back-end infrastructure that a lot of our clients use Seller Cloud for like order fulfillment, inventory syncing side of things as well. So I'll give you a brief rundown of Seller Cloud itself, an overview, and then we'll jump into kind of how Seller Cloud integrates with eBay, how we deal with the listing management, and then how we're going to deal with the inventory and order side of things. So Seller Cloud obviously is going to give you a nice little dashboard that'll give you a quick idea of what's happening with the business, things like new orders that come in, shipped orders that went out. The way we develop the ecosystem inside of Seller Cloud so that we can have that one-stop shop for our clients is through these four main modules. And we kind of call these the legs of the e-commerce table here. Catalog being the PIM software. So this is all about the product information management. And this is where we're going to be talking about how we're integrating in eBay, dealing with the listing, the promotions, and all the different product offerings that our customers are going to be sending to eBay so that they can get those orders in. Inventory modules, where we're going to be dealing with the IMS side of the business, and that's all about inventory management, knowing where your inventory is, where it's going, where it's been, and it's very important to know where your inventory is so that you know where the orders need to go for order fulfillment, which ties us into the OMS, our order routing system and the sales funnel to help the clients with the fulfillment. And then obviously, after you're done selling all your products, the last step is to replenish the inventory. And that's where we give you the purchasing module to actually connect into your vendors and to set up some forecasting that we'll have in the system. Now, obviously, Seller Cloud is dealing with multi-channel marketing. So underneath a corporate umbrella in Seller Cloud, we give an initial connection to the marketplace, and you'll be able to manage multiple companies and multiple accounts. So multiple eBay accounts is something a lot of our clients do when they're talking about international sales, so that they can set up the different regions and have the different country codes and things set up based on the actual company and where they're selling. That's where they'll be able to set up multiple integrations or instances. This is also great for those brand aggregators who might want a separate company for each brand and a separate eBay integration. That's all manageable under a single Seller Cloud hub. No, actually, in fact, we very much so run on the side of the more the merrier, because we have a very set price for our monthly minimum. And then the way that we deal with pricing moving forward is just a flat fee for the per orders. Well, more marketplaces mean more orders. So why not? Now, the cool part is when we're integrating with eBay, we're integrating obviously into your API. And one of the things a lot of our customers like because of the eBay integration that we have the ability to go ahead and pull in any of those active listings and things like that you're currently using and selling on the marketplace. So anything that's on there listing wise, we'll pull in to start helping with the inventory and order management. It makes the integration process very seamless when you're pulling in and doing the same thing with your Amazons and so on and so forth that you might be marketing with as well. But here you can see all the different controls and the different settings that we're able to do once we actually integrate your token information into Seller Cloud account. Now, this really brings us into the first module where we're dealing with the actual products that are going to the marketplaces. And that's where we're going to be in our catalog. Now, the catalog is the PIM software, like I mentioned. So this is where we're going to be adding new products and building the different product offerings. We have a bunch of different product relationships as well to help increase the digital footprint for our customers without increasing the overhead through the use of things like kits, bundles, multi-packs that we're going to go over. For our customers who maybe sell like computer parts or sell like automotive parts, that they're going to tie into now multiple listings. When you have that same tire that can be for the Toyota, the Hyundai, or the Honda, now you have multiple listings to a centralized inventory. This is where the product information management tool is going to tie back to the listings into the inventory and help with not only the product information, but the infrastructure later on. This right here, though, is a manage page that you're seeing. This is where you're going to be able to do a lot of automation and things in bulk on Seller Cloud. And this is where we're going to be able to build a lot of familiarity for our customers. You'll see managed pages in the inventory, the orders, and the purchasing as well that are going to be able to do a lot of the same things. Default filters and custom filters to create different navigational points, save views to make it easier to pull up those lists. Maybe I want to look up inactive products that I need to get ready on eBay. We actually have the ability to go ahead and pull out missing information specific to eBay for that channel to get things prepped and ready in bulk to launch products in bulk on that marketplace. So we can pull out the information you guys need for those listings into a spreadsheet, nice and simple. They can fill in the blanks and then launch in bulk their products right from Seller Cloud. Now, to show you a couple of cool ways. So what do a lot of our resellers do? A lot of the companies who deal with like conditioned products like to do, they actually have the ability to go into the current eBay catalogs and through the API actually pull in products based on UPC information, based on identifiers. And this is one of the ways that they're able to expand their catalog of reselling products simply by using information that's already existing on these marketplaces. I can actually pull in this product real quick for you. We'll go ahead and we'll build this as an example. And we're pulling in a lot of information as well from eBay. You know, that's what a lot of our customers like working with you guys. You guys give us a lot of really good product information. Images we're going to be getting in there. We're going to be getting in variation products as well. So if a company's building a variation, we can pull that detail in as well. Let me go ahead and pull up this SKU. Product templates, bullet points, descriptions, we're getting all of that. Now, what you're seeing here and what I initially created, by the way, is just a general homepage, okay? And this is how we deal on the omni-channel side of things with all the marketplaces. These SKUs here are your Sellercloud SKUs, master SKUs, universal SKUs, whichever way you'd like to call it. They're there to tie two things together, product information and inventory information. These SKUs are tied back to your identifiers, so UPCs or maybe EANs, or with eBay, your custom labels, because through the API connection, obviously, we're dealing with merchant SKUs or custom labels so that we can properly manage the inventory and the orders. Sure. So there's parent-child SKUs in a couple different ways, and that's the product relationships. You have parent-child SKUs where you're dealing with variation products, right? Yeah. I'm using my dimensions and my values to create a matrix in Sellercloud so that my parent SKU can be tied back to my child SKUs. In this sense, the parent-child relationship being the parent for the dimensions and the values, and the children being the variant SKUs, the actual SKUs housing the inventory, which obviously somebody wanting a red small isn't going to be very happy if they get a blue large. Now we have variation products, but we also have kits and bundles and multi-packs, now creating unique variations or variety packs or that buy more, save more model based on the component level inventory, those 1-packs, those 3-packs, those 5-packs. When you're dealing with eBay Motors, somebody might want to buy one tire because they got a flat. Maybe they want to replace the front set of tires, or they just want to get the whole shebang. Let me get the best price, 4 tires, 1 shot. And so you can set up multiple different ways. And then the cool part is the inventory ties back into these parent-child relationships as well. Available quantities for the components are based on what I need can show for the kit quantities. And as we get orders in, we can reduce inventory across the components, thus reducing inventory and updating the additional multi-packs and kit SKUs that you have. That's where the creation of the product relationship's having. And again, where you can increase your overhead or your digital footprint without increasing the overhead, using existing SKUs that you have to build better product offering. Usually goes right back up to the parent. And we even have it where you have something called shadow SKUs, right? So like I mentioned, when you're dealing with products that have multiple fitments, maybe I'm selling a laptop part or something. Maybe I'm selling a tire or an air filter. Well, an air filter, like I mentioned, could go for a Toyota, a Hyundai, a Honda. Problem is we have multiple listings so that when my customers are shopping specifically for those SKUs, they can have those listings, but everything's tied back to a parent relationship for the inventory here. I've got 4 listings. I only got 100 pieces of this Android device. So I have an order coming against SKU A, B, C, and D. I'm going to deduct 4 from the total inventory. 96 available is what all 4 of these listings now are going to be updated, not just on eBay, but any of their other connected marketplaces. Also great if you say you have, so maybe I'm selling in Europe, right? So Sellercloud offers something called multi-channel fulfillment with Amazon. So a lot of customers who sell on Amazon also want to sell on eBay because you can sell internationally on both. They don't have a warehouse over in, say, Europe, so they'll use Amazon's warehouse for multi-channel fulfillment. We'll route your eBay orders for Amazon to fulfill, pull tracking from Amazon, send that to eBay to update the tracking. Well, so that you can meet those customers' eye level, the French SKU in French, the Spain SKU in Spanish, the Germany SKU in German. That's another big reason why people. So think about it, we're one inventory for a warehouse tied back into multiple listings depending on the way you deal. I might qualify for multiple categories. My customers shop in category. I want to be in both categories. so that when my customers are shopping, they're not overlooking me versus my competition. There's shipping templates that you can set up to, various shipping templates based on the shadows for shipping methods. So a lot of cool ways that you can really get granular in the system. But a lot of it ties back into the inventory and the order management that we're dealing with the marketplaces and how your customers are actually ordering your SKUs. Now, this eBay template that you're seeing here, by the way, is how we're going to be communicating with eBay. So to make it easier for your customers to be able to create their listings so that they're in line with the way that eBay is able to ingest that information we're sending through the API, they have a specific marketplace template, just like Amazon, Walmart, or maybe their website would have a specific template. eBay has its own as well. These eBay templates are already pre-mapped with the different category fields that you have already on eBay and the item specifics that are tied back to those categories so that they can enrich, update, and push that content that they're creating in Sellercloud to the marketplaces from Sellercloud. You'll also be able to do things like build out these product templates in Sellercloud. To give you a better example of this and to show you what we actually pulled in, let's go into that test SKU that I pulled in from eBay. And let's see what they've got here, because they can actually build these templates out. Where is it? Let's see. Yeah, so here's a better example. So this is the SKU I built in and I pulled in for you guys an example. We pull in all of this information as well, whether you're dealing with the actual SKU, or maybe you have somebody who's mapping this and setting up the templates to the HTML. So we do, when you first sign, we have an implementation team that's going to actually help guide them through account integration. And then that's where they'll be able to ask a lot of those questions. As for like help pages and things like that, Sellercloud isn't going to let our customers fly blind. We're going to be giving them a full LMS. These are actual tutorials that'll go through and train them. It's the same training that I went through when I first started with Sellercloud to show us how we deal with the catalog, the inventory, order management, integrating the channels and listing information. Not to mention, we also have a whole wiki page that we've developed ourselves. So if you're wondering how to actually deal with eBay listings and the management, they can simply search for eBay and pull up all of the help pages and the informational pages that we've actually built to be able to prepare products for eBay, our eBay listing management, account integration. We've had full customers integrate their accounts 100% on their own just because we give these available resources. It's included in the monthly minimum when you guys sign. And our customers, by the way, we are very open and transparent with our pricing. Our Sellercloud page, our main web page, is a fantastic place to see some of the other product offerings as well, because not only do we offer the API connector, but because we have all the inventory and order management stuff, we help on the warehousing end. We've got SKU Stack for the WMS, mobile scanning, add geolocations in your warehouse for intelligent picking. And then if you do a lot of multi-item orders or manufacturing, utilize SKU blocks, our actual modular sorting wall that you can do wave-based picking. Pick your items, scan a SKU, and it will tell you what order you need to sort that for. Once it's done and ready, Sellercloud has ShipBridge, our shipping solution, where you'll be able to calculate your cheapest rates to ship in Sellercloud, print out those shipping labels, and get the orders out the door. It's a full end-to-end solution from the time you're posting those products to when you get the order in and it's out to the customer. Now, as for pricing, just to let you know, monthly minimum starts at an $1,100. That's what's going to give them access into all these main modules that we saw. So the PIM software, the inventory, the order management, the purchasing. SKU Stack is a separate subscription if they wanted the WMS, but we leave that right there as well. So if they wanted to add that on to see, again, pricing, very transparent. We do charge per order. Merchant fulfilled orders, which are the only ones from eBay, start at 30 cents per order. So you get your per order fees included in that monthly minimum. So you're getting 3,666 orders every month then before you'd be paying anything above and beyond that monthly minimum, which includes all of the different marketplace integrations, that implementation period, which expectation is 6 to 8 weeks. So just so you know, so your customer knows, average implementation 6 to 8 weeks. It's included in that monthly minimum. Everything is done month to month, and because we are a subscription service, and we charge the month after based on the order volume. So if you do a little bit more per month, we'll charge a little bit more. If you do a little bit less. Yeah, absolutely. And then so if they do less than the 3,666 orders in the month, this is the only minimum expectation for the access in the software. And trust me, we've got guys who they do 500 orders a month and they love Sellercloud's pricing because we're not on a revenue share. They sell $20,000 grills. We are the perfect place for them because we have all the kitting and inventory and the components and stuff that they need and for the inventory and the orders, our price was fantastic because compared to like say like a channel advisor who's doing a revenue share, they're going to kill you. So a lot of our companies love Sellercloud based on the pricing because it's nice, simple, flat per order fees. No, we integrate into Shopify and we can download the products as well. We do the same thing with your Amazons, your eBays, your Walmarts, and this is where the integrations happen on that company level. So just like we can do multiple eBays, multiple Shopify instances, multiple Amazon instances, that's not a problem.
Yeah.
And it all ties into that master SKU as well, like we were showing you here, where now I want to set up eBay or Amazon, I can go in here and we can post to Amazon. Yeah, some people are very comfortable with Shopify. And then with Shopify, just to let you know, and the marketplaces like the shopping carts, we actually create a customized template for that. So we're going to download the category fields, the item specifics, the meta fields, and give them a very similar template that they're used to using with their Amazons, their eBays, and so on. There are some ways that we are going to be helping with that. It really depends on how intricate that they're going to need, to get that stuff. Because we don't, it's Sellercloud, the main bread and butter is inventory and order management on there. We have a fantastic PIM software, but we do not have a mirroring tool at this point where we're basically going to take that information because your website categories and stuff like that could be completely different than what eBay has marked for the categories. So if you wanted to basically help with say product types, so we have product types that can help with certain information like your attributes or category fields and stuff like that. What it's not going to be pulling over though is if I have meta fields in Shopify, it's not going to pull that into say my item specifics for eBay. So we do have an import mapping profile that we could help with setup. Again, it really depends on how intricate we're getting with the data. It may incur some customization fees if they're going to, or they might have to purchase an additional support package outside of the normal support that would be included in the monthly minimum. If you're a reseller, it's easy enough to grab that data off of existing listings. I could grab the item specifics from anything. If I'm a brand owner, that's where it's up to me to make sure that I have those fields in there and set up properly. So it's brand, private label, there's a little bit more work. Whereas if you're a reseller, as you see, I'm able to pull those item specifics and everything from that marketplace from your existing catalog on there. I can even show you the example that we pulled in. So when you pull this in, I might want to start selling this product as a reseller, or I might want to sell this in a certain condition. Well, all the general information is the same. I just need to go ahead and replace this template, so that I'm not using somebody else's IP. But as for the item specifics, those things are something that is usually the same across everything. So we can actually pull in item specifics from eBay, from existing listings for resellers. It's the brand and the private label that might have a little bit additional work that needs to be done. Yeah, so when we're dealing with eBay orders or any of the marketplace orders that we're pulling in, the nice thing is we're pulling in a lot of the fees associated with it. And we're also pulling in and we're working with your and verifying like the payments and stuff like that, the eBay subsidies and things like that. So when they do get paid, we're going to verify that on the orders as well to make it a little bit easier. So when they're sending that information into their accounting software, they'll have that. So for profit and loss reports, posting fees, commission fees, transaction fees on the marketplaces, shipping costs, because we're pulling in that tracking information, taxes that the marketplaces might be collecting, promotions. So if we're offering a specific promotion or discount on a product, we'll be able to pull that in. If I'm getting a rebate from my vendor, to get those estimated profits and things like that. And then since we have that on the per order level, you'll be able to actually aggregate that information when you're looking at, say, profit and loss reports. If I wanted to look at a product profit summary or a detailed report, I'd be able to pull that in and see and view on a SKU level exactly what my profit and loss is looking like for those SKUs. You'll even be able to sort and search by channel. So if I wanted to see how eBay is doing versus Amazon, I'd even be able to do that in the system. Not only can you search by channel, you can search by company when you have multiple companies, or if you're looking to say, what is German eBay versus French eBay going to be doing for me? Sales reports also are going to be in here. So if you wanted to look at, like, say, a sales comparison summary for a year over year based on the channel as well, you'll be able to get year over year reports, detailed reports, or summary reports. I mean, we always joke about it when you talk about our reports. I mean, even our drop downs have drop downs. So, and anything that's not in the system, we probably have the data. We can always build a custom report as well. All this information can be exported out of Sellercloud too. So you don't have to worry if you needed to, or your companies needed to actually export that information. So like transactional reports, this is usually the one that a lot of our companies use, is the transactional history reports. Because not only do we pull in orders, we also pull in returns to actually deal with the COGS side of things when you're talking about your returns, your refunds, your adjustments, any additional shipping costs that might be coming into play with your shipping labels, the return labels. So we can take that into account within Sellercloud in our transactional reports. And again, all this can be sent to their accountant to take into account for these costs. And then for the orders, when you're dealing with the warehouses, just to let you know, and this is where the OMS comes into play, Sellercloud has multi-warehousing technology. So we're dealing with multiple warehouses. Not only are you dealing with your shipping warehouse, we can also deal with vendor warehouses for, say, drop shippers. We have an order come in, we automate by generating a purchase order that goes out to that vendor, who then fulfills for your client. We also have the ability to set up and manage your FBA and WFS warehouses. This is how we can deal with multi-channel fulfillment. And by creating a network of warehouses, you never run out of inventory for those orders. One of the toughest things about SKUs and dealing with listings is when you run out or you lose that momentum on a listing. Once you have no inventory on there, you start losing your rankings, the algorithm's getting hurt, and you have to restart and repump in that those marketing dollars to get that listing back up where you need it to be. So by creating that vendor network in here where you can have those orders routed as long as you have inventory to fulfill, this helps to keep and maintain those momentum. I think the only thing that we didn't have a chance to touch on is condition SKUs. I know that's a big thing, and I can kind of just give you a quick rundown if you wanted to see that. So for condition SKUs, it all starts with the ungraded SKU, and we deal with a lot of condition SKUs in Sellercloud. We actually have full companies that deal with only taking in returns from, say, Amazon, removals from Amazon, regrading, and then selling those on, say, eBay, Back Market, or any of these other platforms that deal with like the graded goods. To create a graded good, it's super easy. You just clone your SKUs. I already have all the product information I need. And then on that homepage, based on the way that my system or my warehouse workers actually do the grading inside of our system, we just need to set the condition. And then once we set the condition, we actually have mapping in Sellercloud that'll go ahead and update the conditions on all of the different products as well, and all the different marketplaces. So I'll map my conditions, my grading in my warehouse to my Amazon, eBay, and so on conditions. And we can add as many of these conditions in there. We already have them mapped to the way that you guys have your conditions set in eBay. SKU to SKU transfers will keep track of the cost of goods sold as well. So the new good that you sold, when you take in that return and transfer it into a used good, we're actually keeping track of it based on the good or the SKU that you initially purchased. So we can keep track of your cost of goods sold as well. That really helps with our customers with the accounting side of things.
Thank you again for your time today. If you have any questions, please go to sellercloud.com and book a demo. We look forward to speaking with you soon.